This is a whistle-stop tour of some of the new features in Adaptable 12, the latest version of our AG Grid add-on. We will provide individual videos for each of the features that we'll look at quickly here, but this gives you a very rough overview. If you want to know more about our release, go to our documentation site and you can see the upgrade guide, which provides full details of everything which we've released. And in fact, this should always be your first port of call for everything adaptable, because it has all our demos, all our documentation, the full technical reference. So anything adaptable that you require should always start here. So the first feature we're going to look at is the status bar. This is a very exciting addition to the adaptable UI components. We already have a dashboard and a tool panel, and now, as the name implies, you can put adaptable content in the status bar. You can look at queries, you can switch between layouts if you want to, you can switch between themes. You can still see AG Grid information, so these are AG Grid status panels, but you can also use adaptable status bars and status panels as well. And it's particularly useful where screen estate is at a minimum. In this demo here, we've removed the dashboard altogether, but you're still able to run searches and access everything adaptable related through status bars. Another great new feature in Adaptable version 12 are action rows and action buttons. We already had action columns, but we've extended these to allow you very easily to edit, create, clone, delete rows, and to do it in a safe way in order to allow you to manage it properly. So if you want to edit a row, you can. So for instance, we can change this from svelte to new idea, and we can change the stars, say, to 1, and then there, that gets saved here. You can delete rows, and as I say, you can do it in a very safe and controlled manner, either by listening to events or by telling Adaptable what it needs to do. Another very useful feature in Adaptable 12 are layout tags. Hitherto, layouts were only essentially sets of column order, visibility, pinning, sorting, and anything column related. But users often requested, for instance, that a layout be tied to particular styles or formats and things like that. And that's now available. The details we'll provide in a further video because it's fairly complicated. But as you can see in this example here, we have this thing called a first layout, which has this conditional style and this gradient column. And then when I move to second layout, I have different conditional styles, different formats, though in fact the italicized date, as you can see, will stay the same across both layouts. So essentially what we now allow you to do is provide views where you can say certain objects are constrained to particular layouts only. A very useful feature, particularly for finance users or for people who are using Adaptable in containers like Finsomble, Glue42 and OpenFin, is that Adaptable is now fully FDC3 compliant. We allow you to use the FDC3 columns we provide, or you can provide your own custom FDC3 columns. And when you do that, it becomes very easy, either for instance to broadcast an instrument message, and you can see we provide full FDC3 compliant information, or in fact you can raise intents, so you can raise any intent you want depending on the type of column it is. So you can see here lots of different types of intents we can raise, and at the moment we're just sending them to system statuses, but obviously what you would do is you would listen to that and then you would forward it on, or if you were using one of the containers, you can broadcast it in the channels, etc. So Adaptable is now fully FDC3 compliant, allowing you both to broadcast messages and raise intents, and to do it as much as you require with full custom capability as well. And finally, for this video, we're going to look at datasets. This is something which we're very excited about. We think it's particularly useful for users who have huge amounts of data, but they still want to leverage the client-side row model because it means they get full filtering and querying without any work required, rather than the server-side row model. And essentially, it allows you to provide Adaptable with your own data sets the user will select whichever he wants. In this case, obviously, we've just got a few rows, but you can say to Adaptable, this is the data set I want. So it could be a stored procedure, it could be a book, and then you then provide, we fire the event, you listen to it, and you provide Adaptable with the data set you want, up to roughly 150,000 rows. And then you can use a client-side row model to do further filtering and querying. But what's also nice is you can provide metadata. So you can provide the definition of a form, and Adaptable will display that form and then tell you in the event what the user has required, what the user has requested, and you send back that data. So essentially, it allows you to create parameterized queries, as we can see here. So then you only get the data back. In this case, it doesn't make sense, but we can change it to that. And there we are. So that's a very quick look at Adaptable 12. If you have any questions or you want to know more, do please get in touch with us. We'll be delighted to give you a demo, or indeed to provide you with a free trial license so you can try out Adaptable 12 for yourself. Many thanks for watching, and we look forward to hearing from you.